you brought it up, so this is your fault. This season had so many movie tropes that it hurt my soul. We have the person who was technically the bad guy of season 1 who lose their memory, and then they have undergo this character development of remembering who they were. We have 80s montages. We have character arcs happening in about 3 seconds. It's just, we have every movie trope that's ever existed happened in this season.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. But here's the thing about tropes, whether it's movie or writing or anything. There are always going to be a trope, okay? Nothing is original.
Yeah.
Because everything has mainly been done, okay? I mean, think about Marvel and DC for a moment. You got Catwoman, you got Black Cat.
Yeah.
You got Iron Man, and you got Batman in a way. Like,
yeah.
You got Captain America, you got Superman. Like, there's always going to be tropes and cliches. And I think what makes them interesting is how you use them.
Mm-hmm. Like, speaking of Captain America, we have a lot of segues today. We got the 5 versus 5 fight, which they even pull a line from Endgame where Cap is like, I could do this all day, and he's like, I know. Like,
yeah, it was beautiful. I love it. But also, I want you to know, I think I like 5 as a little kid better than as an old man. Like, for some reason, 5 as a kid seems a lot tougher than his old man self, and I don't really understand.
Yeah, no, I get that. His
like,
old man self is kind of a dick.
Yeah, and not just like, yeah, he's a dick, but also I feel like he's a wimp. I'm like, But I love 5 because he really does care about his family. Like, he really tries to act like he doesn't, but he does.
He killed so many people. What was it? 12 people on the board?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just bloody axe murdering for his family.
Exactly. And he was so like I remember he looked at the axe, he was like, okay, that'll do. Sure. And he walks out, he's covered in blood. My favorite, the funny scene was when the girls walked in and they kind of looked, and one of them just kind of pulls the other, closes the door. I'm just like, that was hilarious. She's
That's
like,
something we would do.
Huh? Right?
That's
That's
something
what
we
we
would do.
Walk into a murder scene and Caroline, let's go. We are gone.
Yep, we saw nothing. It's fine. We good.
We saw nothing. Nothing we saw. What do you mean there's blood? I didn't see any blood. And then um and then when he finds out Elliot died, the little awkward dude in his conspiracies, I think 5 actually was really sorry about that. Like, the fact that the dude died and it was because of them. Yeah. Also, Diego and Luther are not the brightest bulbs.
Oh, the Oga for Oga. Eye for an eye. Oh, right? Guys, that was so dumb. I love how 5 is just like, are you kidding me?
Right? My brothers are morons.
They're the epitome of that one brain cell meme. When they're together, they just have to share.
Right, and I think the problem with Diego and Luther is Diego wants to be a hero, and there's nothing wrong with that, but he's not very good at it because he's not good at listening to other people and like using his brain at all. Yeah. And then Luther's problem,
his obsession with saving JFK, that bothered me the entire season. Maybe it's something from the comics that they pulled.
Yeah, I don't know.
It came out of nowhere. Like every 10 minutes, he's like, Dad's gonna kill JFK. We have to save JFK. When, first of all, their father didn't even want JFK dead. Like, that wasn't part of his plan at all. It just kind of came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah, and I don't get it either. But also, Luther is he's got daddy issues.
Oh, so
just one
his
giant.
father banished him to the moon, I would have daddy issues too, okay?
Get over it. Get over it. Oh my gosh, your daddy banished you to the moon. Well, guess what? Vanya's daddy did to her. Drugged
Yeah.
her to her gills and made her think she was useless and worthless and ordinary because guess what? He treated her like she was a bomb from the get-go.
Mhm.
Like she had no chance. Did not even really try. Like he tried and he's like, no, this isn't gonna work. And
Mhm.
then on top of the father treating her like that, all her siblings treated her like shit too.
Yeah. I mean, we never ever said that Mr. Hargreaves was a good person, like at all. We
Oh
knew
no,
Reginald Hargreaves was a problem and a nutcase. We just assumed he was a human nutcase, which apparently I was reading a breakdown online. The comics don't really tell you much more about Reginald Hargreaves. They just kind of say like, "Oh yeah, he's an alien and now he's on Earth," and you're just like, "But why?"
oh, so hopefully they don't do that in this one.
Hmm.
Hopefully they actually tell us why he's on Earth because but I mean we kind of saw a little bit because we saw him maybe on his planet
Hmm. The rockets going off.
and the rockets going off and everything. So it could be that he has no planet to return to.
Oh, we have another Gallifrey situation. Are you kidding me?
Yes, but he's not as wonderful as our doctor.
That's true. He's more the master.
Okay, I weirdly like the master when the master is Missy.
Oh, she was such a good master. I feel like she would have been a really good handler too because I loved her as the leading witch in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
See, and I haven't watched all of Sabrina, but I do know I have seen her and I do like her. It's like, I like you.
She would have been a really good handler.
Yeah. Man, when I saw that Handler was still alive, I was like, why? I hate you.
Hmm.
Stupid blonde Barbie.
Yeah. And all the shit she puts Five through. It's like, leave our baby 58-year-old boy alone.
Right?
He just wants a damn cup of coffee.
Right? Poor guy. But he really does try. Like,
Hmm.
he tries so hard to keep his family safe and he feels bad and it's just he's the most mature out of all of them,
Hmm.
which is true because he is a, 58-year-old,
I
technically.
feel like Luther could live 200 years and he still wouldn't be mature.
How did you feel about Klaus seeing his boyfriend before his boyfriend went off to Vietnam?
Okay, so one thing that I noticed in the first season when Klaus is in Vietnam, they're in the army together. But when Dave is getting on the bus, he's joining the Marines, not the army. Klaus did change him. Like there was a ripple in the timeline, and I just don't want to see my baby hurt anymore because when they were in the diner and the uncle was like punch the queer, like I felt like he was saying that to me, and that was a
Yeah,
hard scene.
it's just the 60s were such bad.
I often say I'm an old soul born in the wrong generation, but then I watch things like that and I'm like, nope, nope, I'm where I'm supposed to be. It's fine. I'm good.
Like, if you were not white and straight in the 60s, it just was not a good time for you. And
No.
watching the scene where Allison is in the diner and they're pouring, I think it was pouring
Yeah.
sugar on everyone's head, that made me so angry. And like that just racism, but that is just horrible. And it was really, really sad because something people still deal with today. the
are
racism.
actively not discussing politics on
Yeah.
this channel. Keely and I discussed this. We're gonna keep politics out of this as much as possible, especially with everything going on.
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah. It's just it was a little a lot of the homophobia and racism was a little too close to home in our environment. And we're going to change the subject now because this is not a political podcast. I hate politics with fiery
yeah.
passion.
Okay, so let's talk about Harlan for a little bit because
He still has powers.
yes, he does.
I saw that and was like, Mom, 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 he has powers. I was like, oh, I love. Well, first of all, Harlan is such a really, really. You never hear him speak, and it's
Well,
really
because he's
sad.
nonverbal autistic. I love
Yeah,
when Vanya's standing in front of Sissy. She's like, "There's a word for it. We can help him."
as I was saying, when we
Mhm.
first meet Harlan, I knew instantly that he was autistic.
Yeah.
Like just the way he acted and everything, I was
Hmm.
like, the little boy is autistic, and back then they didn't have a word for that. And just it's really sad because I really wished Sissy and Harlan had gone back with Vanya.
Yeah.
Or gone forward, not back, because
Gone
technically
to
they
the
are back.
future.
Yeah, gone to the future.
But
I
it's a good
really
thing they didn't, though,
true. Good
because
point.
we know that Five didn't, when he brought them to 1960, he didn't bring them back in the correct timeline.
Um, and yeah, but Harlan was just so. And when he ran away and then
Hmm.
he drowned. Okay,
He did. He died. He was
he
gone.
died. And Bonnie's just desperation of using her powers like that. And I think that was like maybe the first time she had actually actively used them since kind of figuring them out before, besides, the cornfield thing.
Hmm.
And so when she used it, I was like, whoa. And then she found him and was like, oh my God, this kid's gonna die. Please don't have the kid die. I can't handle when kids die and animals die. Everyone else can die, but kids and
Accurate.
animals can't. And then when she saved him, and I saw like a little floaty, lighty thing go in his mouth, and went, I feel like this is gonna have consequences. And then sure enough, we figure out that there's a connection between them, and there was consequences. He has her powers, and he's a scared poor little autistic boy. He's definitely does not know how to control those powers at all.
Now, but okay, Lila obviously knows about Harlan. So what I was reading a theory online was that Harlan is part of the newly formed Sparrow Academy. Because maybe Lila brought him to the future since it appears that he has telekinesis.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be interesting if he's there.
Yeah. Well, that
Or
Vanya would be like,
he might be a villain. Plot twist. But I don't want to see them turn his character into a villain. That would be
no,
sad.
I really do want Vanya to be reunited with Harlan and Sissy. I think after everything Vanya has been through,
Mm-hmm.
she deserves to have that. Like, I'm so happy that she's finally a part of the family and that her siblings are actually like being sibling like to her. Like the cute moment on the stairs where she just kind of lays her head on Diego's shoulder was really, really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he lays his head on her head, and it's just I really appreciated that they actually like made her more a part of this family because she felt like she never was.
Yeah, and when Ben was like, Allison, Diego, and Klaus are outside right now trying to get to you, to save you, to protect you, I was just like, oh,
Because they were trying so hard to get to her because they don't want
yeah.
to kill her. They just want to
No,
calm her down and figure out what's going on. And I wasn't.
Allison could have rumored her a long time ago, but she didn't.
She didn't. She didn't want to. And but no, I really do hope somehow to see Harlan and Vanya meet again.
Hmm.
I don't know how but I hope they meet again. And
I don't want them to pull another Marvel trope where it's like Cap looking at Peggy. I don't want that. Where it's like, oh yeah, they get back to 2019, but Sissy is like in a hospital bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. hmm But I don't know. Maybe Sissy will somehow find her way to Vanya. I would like that if it was Sissy and Harlan who decide they want to try to find Vanya
Hmm.
wherever she might be. But because I really just there's something so sweet and wholesome about Sissy and Vanya's relationship.
Yeah.
Like I kind of had a feeling it was going to happen. Like there's just some really beautiful romance and kind of like really subtle hints, and then when they finally kiss, I'm like, yes, that
Also,
was great.
Ellen Page.
Yeah. Um.
Well, let's talk about Carl then.
Carl.
I hated the character, but there was one point where he's dragging Harlan away from Sissy and he throws him in the car. He genuinely thinks that putting Harlan in an institute is the best place for him. That's what hurts, is he genuinely thinks he's doing the right thing because he's like, we're going to get you the help you need. I'm not saying that redeems his character. It doesn't at all. But it's just that moment like broke a little in me. I was just like,
I don't like him. I'm glad he's dead.
yeah, me too. But there was a brief moment where I didn't 100% hate him because I
Oh,
recognized that he did try to do what he thought was the right thing.
no, I hate him. Glad he's dead. He should be dead again. Don't like
I
him
agree with that.
at all. At first, I thought he was just some wimpy little husband who had a wife who was too pretty for him and
Mm-hmm.
really bad job, but no, I didn't like him. And then when he's like, he told Sissy, "I never blamed you for the boy." I was like, I would have punched him in the face with that freaking shotgun. Just bam, right in the nose. Hope that
Yeah.
nose freaking goes up your brain and kills you. Don't talk to my son like that.
No, I fully agree. I hated his character. Very happy he's dead. Homophobic piece of shit. But that one scene, man, that one sentence, I softened for the slightest bit, and then I was like, okay, no, he's still an asshole.
But also, I like Sissy because that girl holds a shotgun to Luther. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
he's a badass.
like, do you not see this ape of a man, Luther? Like, really? And you pull a shotgun out his ass
She
at a
don't care.
girl.
Oh
She's
yeah,
got
she
that
don't
can of cash. She was like, she knew she was gonna have to go at some point, so she
care.
was prepared.
Oh yeah, and I like when she holds a gun and all of them when they show up to help Harlan. Like she holds a gun. And the fact that she's like handling whatever the hell is happening to her son. Like she's just like, I will freaking kill all of you. Get away
Mhm.
from me. Get away from my son. I don't know what's going on right now, but I got a shotgun and I ain't afraid to use it. I'm a farm girl. And I was like, I appreciate you, Sissy, so much. You are a badass. You could handle all of this shit.
Well, you're a Southern belle yourself. What did you think?
I don't know how to use a shotgun and I ain't that southern, she says, as I say
Yeah,
ain't.
really, Keely, are you now? I mean, I'm an East Coast princess. It is what it is, but,
You really are. You're an East Coast
well,
princess. And you don't like bugs.
no, I absolutely hate bugs.
But no, it was Sissy's tough. I think Sissy is going to be okay. Wherever she and Harlan end up, even if they don't end up with Harlan, Sissy's going to be okay because
Mhm.
she might be some little 60s housewife. She ain't no housewife. She will kill you.
Yeah, good girl.
She is, she's awesome. She's a Southern Belle and she will kick your ass. And then she'll go and bake cookies for her son.
Aw.
So I liked her character and I really liked Ray,
Mhm.
Allison's boy.
Ray Chestnut. I thought he was a
Right?
great addition to the story.
I thought he was too. I think he was a very interesting character and I got a little mad at him because he turned away, and then I got it. I got why he walked away for a minute.
Yeah.
But Ray was such an interesting character, and I liked him a lot.
Hmm.
I want you to know he held it together really well, okay?
He did. Like, dead people, finding out that your wife has superpowers, there are weird people coming after her. Like, he really does keep his shit together pretty damn well.
Yes. So does Sissy though. Those both of them hold their shit together really well.
Better
Like,
than Luther.
right? Better than Luther and Diego combined.
I feel like Klaus doesn't have his shit together either.
No,
Just
he never
goes on a
does.
drinking spree.
3 years of sobriety. Yep, 3 years of sobriety. I'm gonna get wasted.
So that, like,
It was really funny because like I feel like he embraced the entirety of the hippie phase of 60s.
yeah,
I was like, oh Klaus.
but yeah.
It was but what made me really sad is when Ben was possessing Klaus and the moment with Ben and Diego,
Hmm.
because Diego hasn't seen or hasn't heard hit nothing from Ben forever, right?
And they
Like,
were best friends, right?
yeah, I think Ben and Diego were like best friends. They were very close. Um, and it's so sad. And I need them to bring Ben back.
Yes. No, I don't. Okay, no. See, well, I do agree with you, and he is back, just a different Ben, and he's the leader of Sparrow Academy. So they do bring back the character, which I like, but I don't want them to bring back the Ben we know because he had such a beautiful ending.
He
Let him
did. It was a
go.
beautiful ending. But I
Then
feel
they
like
brought him back, and I'm really excited to see him be, like, super badass because we don't really get to see his powers. We see him with tentacles and everything, but according to what I've read about the comics, he could summon like full-fledged demons too. Like, his power grows when he's not dead and all. All of their powers do. So I'm looking forward to that.
yeah. But I feel like Sparrow Academy is like the opposite of Umbrella Academy. Like I feel
Yes.
like Umbrella Academy are like supposed to be heroes, and then Sparrow Academy, something about them seems a little darker.
I I'm sorry. I'm going to keep equating this to X-Men. You have Magneto's family over here. You have the X-Men over here. It's almost the exact same setup. I can't not compare the two. Or if you want them to be better and not as dark, you could say it's Civil War, where you have superheroes against superheroes, but I think it's going to go by way of X-Men a little bit more.
Yeah.
The
So
only
like
thing is Reginald Hargreaves is Magneto and Charles Xavier, so do that with what you will.
yeah. But it's yeah. Like yeah, we get Ben back, but I don't think I'm gonna like this Ben. I think this Ben is gonna be bad. And I don't
Oh
want bad
yeah.
Ben. I want sweet dorky Ben. I love sweet dorky Ben. He's everything.
When poor dorky Ben, when he was talking to Jill and Jill was like, "All right, let's go, let's have sex." Like, and then he broke when he found out that Klaus has already slept with her. Just, you could see his face, and this is an absolute, like, a tribute to Klaus's actor and Ben's actor, where they just, you could see the crack happen. And
Hmm.
you're just like, oh no.
You're like, oh, but they were so dorky,
Hmm.
and it was just, I don't know. I love dorky sweet Ben, so I'm probably not gonna like maybe badass Ben.
Hmm. Now, Hargreaves didn't bring on the original, well, 6 siblings that he met because he saw them in 1960s and was like, these pieces of shit, I don't want them in my life, so I'm gonna go with 7 other kids. Now, he had never met Ben, so he didn't know that he would grow up. So I want to see the other 6 kids, or however many there are in the Sparrow Academy, because they would be kids we haven't met yet. We know it's not Leela. We know it's not any of the other 6. So I'm excited to get introduced to more superpowered beings.
Yeah. But here's what I'm wondering. Is it a changed future, or is it a changed future that they went into in 2019, or is it an alternate universe?
I don't know. It could be, I don't know, because it could be a changed future because they go back in time and Hargreaves is like, I don't want to deal with them. So he changes Umbrella Academy to Sparrow Academy. Or it could be an alternate timeline. I really don't know.
Yeah, so that's what I'm curious about because okay, time travel is weird. Doesn't matter
We've
which.
learned this time and time again with our lovely Doctor, with Marvel, with Supernatural. Is it really a show, especially with any magical properties, if there's not a time travel element?
Right. Okay, see, okay, so time travel is one of those things that like in Supernatural, Balthazar goes and unsinks the Titanic, right?
Right.
Because he hates My Heart Will Go On.
Yes.
Um, and then but the problem is that all those people were meant to die, so now they have to die in the present, whatever year that was, right? Or
Yeah.
their relatives do, right? Because people are alive who were not supposed to be alive. And then
Yeah, they have
um
to do the final destination thing and like kill people off in sequence.
and then also in Supernatural, when Dean goes back, he tries to change the deal that their mom made, but this
Yeah.
deal still happens. And the way I think one of the angels, maybe Castiel, explained was there some things were always meant to happen. So no matter if you try to go back and change it, it always happens. And I think
Yeah.
and that's just it. And then
Or the opposite happens, like Luther tells Five, and you get the Back to the Future thing where you disrupt your own life
mhm,
if you meet yourself or you're never born, you could really cause some serious damages. We don't know. There's so many things that could have happened.
yeah. And like in Harry Potter, they use the time turner, right? But that's only like
Mm-hmm.
three, 4 hours
Yeah, to
back.
say Buckbeak.
Yeah, to save Buckbeak and then Sirius. And Dumbledore says, "Don't. You cannot meet yourself because
Mm-hmm.
that could have dire consequences." And in
Paradox.
yeah, and then in Umbrella Academy, they meet each other, but then they go through symptoms because they're like, "Wait, where are you? What's
I
going
thought that
on?"
was really funny when he has like the office moment and Foz look exactly at the camera and they list the symptoms. Like that was just such a beautiful break in pace. I loved it.
Right? And then we both like Doctor Who,
Mm-hmm.
so like
Timey wimey wibbly wobbly stuff.
basically, definitely, it's all over. So time
Time
travel is
is not linear. That's the only thing I have learned from sci-fi, from all the shows, from all the books I've read. Time is not linear. You have millions of strands happening at the same time. We just perceive it as linear, so that way everything around us makes sense.
yeah. So who knows what season 3 will bring, because if this is just a changed future, if they change so much that
Mhm.
they get back and everything's different, then where do they fit in? Like,
They would technically have been raised or by their actual parents, or
mhm,
someone else like the commission would have swept them up, or someone else like Hargreaves that picks them up. Who knows? They might all have loving parents, or I don't know.
Yeah. But then if this is an alternate universe, then they're really screwed because
Yeah.
once again they fucked up. But because the funny thing is, because Klaus is like, did we actually do something right?
Nope.
And
Sorry,
then
baby.
that happens. But also Hargreaves says, I've been expecting you. So that makes me wonder if it's a changed future,
Hmm.
not an alternate universe. Because if it's an alternate universe, he'd be like, who the fuck are these kids?
No, I agree with that. Because, all right, so the reason there actually are little details that point that it could be an alternate universe. The handler, when you look at the kill order for Lila's parents, it has a little sparrow. Like there's
Mm,
when Handler is sitting in the bathtub, there's a towel with a sparrow. Harlan plays with a little wooden sparrow. It could be an alternate universe because there's a lot of nods from the very first episode to the last that um, even when they show Hargreaves' love interest and Pogo on their uniforms and their hats is a sparrow. Like they really do. There's a lot of Easter eggs, and they allude to Sparrow Academy. So you can make the argument for either or.
yeah. What do you think Lila's gonna do?
I don't know. That one's tough. I think Diego is definitely gonna go look for her.
Oh yeah. Whether they're in a changed future, an alternate universe, Diego's gonna go find her.
Yeah. Unless, if it's an alternate universe, Lila might be a part of Sparrow Academy. Plot twist. Anywho, I, there's so many fun things they could do that I'm excited to see what they end up actually doing.
Right? I need a new season like yesterday.
It doesn't help that we both binged it in the first 2 days it came out.
Yeah, we did. We both binged it. It was done. We were
Yeah.
like, yeah. But do we have anything else to say about this other than the fact that it's awesome?
What do we want from season 3? Now, if we learned anything from season 1 to season 2, it's going to defy our expectations. But humor me. What do you think is going to happen in season 3?
I think that Lila is definitely gonna come back.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Now,
we're not done with
whether
her yet.
yeah, we're not done with her. We're totally not done. Um, now whether she comes, maybe she's part of Sparrow Academy, maybe she pops up and is like, okay, so we did a thing, we messed up everything. Or it could be that maybe she goes back and tries to save her parents. She does have a briefcase.
I feel
She
like
could
that
try.
would mess up the timeline even more.
She don't care. She
That's
could do
true.
that.
She
She
could.
could try to do that. Um, but I think she will definitely be seen again. Um, uh, I don't know if we will see Harlan and Sissy again.
I think we'll
Um,
definitely see Harlan. You
I think
can't
we'll
show us that
definitely.
he still has powers
Hmm.
and then not show him again. Like I feel like that would be such an unresolved problem.
Oh yeah.
But what would be the conflict of interest or just the conflict in general in season 3? Because you can't have Vanya start the apocalypse a third time. Now it's been done. Like, all right, you did it twice now.
I think it could be Sparrow Academy versus Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, that's where they were really pushing.
I think that's, I mean, which would be really different and not like different, maybe difficult for them. That's the word I'm looking for because one of the Sparrow Academy is their brother, who
Hmm.
doesn't know them, mind you, but still their brother.
Yeah, poor baby.
Oh yeah. But I think that's gonna be a main aspect of it. I mean,
I want to know what is going on in the rest of the world. The other 35 kids really does bother me because there's no way that all the kids were rounded up. There must be some that got away, you know what I mean? So, does that mean there's just some normal parents raising normal kids who aren't actually normal, but they're superpowered? Like, that's got to cause conflict in the universe, especially in 2019, where they're all adults now. They must have shown powers at one point or another, like with Sam in Supernatural and all of the children of Azazel. They grow up with the powers, and that impacts them in different ways.
Okay, see, here's my problem with that whole special children thing. Sam technically is still a psychic, but they never ever ever touch on that ever again after like season 5. And it
Yeah.
bothers
Well,
me
I
because
mean, yeah.
it bothers me because it's untapped potential, and I'm like, he's still psychic. Like, I really don't think it was just the demon blood. I think it was honestly him too. But
Mhm.
whatever. I guess I'm dumb.
No. I agree. It's something that's never really brought up ever again.
Yeah,
I
like,
think it turned more into empathy over time, except for when he was soulless, obviously.
yeah.
But, or maybe it might be in a repressed part of his mind, or just something that the writers were like, yeah, we're done with this plot line.
But I don't know. But I do wonder about all the other children. But I also wonder, do all of them even have powers? It could be that not all of them do.
We don't know why October 1st, 1989. We don't
No,
know,
we
like,
don't.
we don't have a story for that.
No, just suddenly women became pregnant who weren't pregnant before. Like, so I really do hope they go into more of that, why that happened, because it was weird. Because obviously, like, I need an explanation, okay?
I also really want to see Herb's commission. Like, that would be so
Right?
cool.
Or maybe the commission will actually be doing the job it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Also, 2 words. Talking goldfish.
Okay, apparently that is a major thing in the comics because the goldfish was so intelligent that he found a way to speak. And I don't know why the goldfish smokes. That's probably just another detail from the comics. But
Right?
it's an
Just like,
actual thing.
oh, I know it's an actual thing. I was just like, there's I've seen some weird things in a lot of shows, Supernatural being one that is
Yeah, I
always out
mean, when
there.
you're in the number of fandoms that we're in, you see weird stuff.
But a smoking, talking goldfish
Who's the
might top the
mastermind
cake,
for the entire timeline?
right? Who? That kind of tops the cake right there. A smoking, talking goldfish. Try saying that 5 times fast. A smoking, talking goldfish.
Yeah, just absolutely insane.
What? How does a fish smoke?
Whatever Gerard Way and his artist was on when they made this,
Right.
bro, share. All right, Disturbed Nerds, thanks for listening to us today.
We'll be back at some point with another episode. Until then, if you haven't watched season 2 of Umbrella Academy, you definitely should. And if you haven't even watched the season 1 yet, what is even wrong with you? Come on. But thanks for listening.
Yep. Have a good one, nerds. Stay safe. Stay healthy.